My name is Braxton Church. I graduated in April 2020. I was an English major with an unofficial theater minor. I don't know, for a while it was very isolating at BYU because my first about year and a half there, I thought I was only, basically the only queer person at BYU. Part of me knew that, of course, there had to be other LGBT people there, but it was very alone. And then I went in spring 2017, I went on a London theater study abroad, and one of my roommates, he was gay and very open about it, and it just being able to see him be so open and courageous about who he was, it inspired me a bit more. It still took a while for me to sort through everything, but overall, it was really encouraging to meet and see other people like me at BYU who were going through everything. And the more I put myself out there, the more I discovered more and more people there. My last year, I was actually in a student directed play at BYU. It was about a cast of, I want to say 15 or 16, and literally half of the cast, we were all queer, and it was just absolutely amazing to find somewhere at BYU where I felt like I truly belonged. So, long story. I'm both bisexual and non-binary, um, and I guess part of me has always known for years about both of them, but it took me a while to click. I had my first crush on a guy when I was 14, and like it took me 5 years to realize, oh, that was actually a crush on a guy. And then it even took me 2 years after that to fully realize that I was bisexual. I didn't know where I fit under the sexuality spectrum, but I'm happy with that. And non binary, ever since I was like 4, I'd always been interested in more feminine things. Like growing up, whenever I would play a video game, they'll let you play as a man or a woman, I would always pick the woman, and things that our society just coded as more feminine clicked with me. But when I finally realized that I was non binary, one of my best friends, he was talking about changing his name because he didn't like the name he was given with at birth. And 2 months after he was telling me this, he came out as trans, and just he was trying to find a name that was could be gender neutral. And hearing that just sparked something within me that maybe there was something more to me than I had always been taught. And for me, that just goes to the importance of finding queer people because it helps us better understand ourselves. For one, my family all lives very close. I think the furthest one is my brother who lives 30 minutes north, and I wanted to be with them. And I love the English program here at BYU, and that's what really drew me. And I'm also happy that I stayed because I got more involved with theater, and the theater program there is absolutely phenomenal. Feelings of loneliness, for one, and I guess part of me was I struggled to come out to anyone, so I felt like I was walking a very thin line by being queer at BYU. And yeah, it just I enjoyed my time there, but there was a lot that wasn't the absolute best. So, first time I actually came out to anyone really, it was to my best friend Alejandra right before I left on the study abroad. I told her, hey, I don't know what I am, but I'm straight. And it was on that study abroad when I finally realized I was bisexual. And over the next few years, few months, I came out to people individually. And then it was only about a year ago that I realized I was non binary. And I told some people about that. But it was this past June for Pride Month. My best friend Alejandra, I got this idea from her. She studied film at UVU. So with her, I made like this short film, just me sitting in a room being sad, and then say, you know what, it's time. Cut over me heading into a closet, then me coming out in the closet in full bisexual rainbow colors, and then we played the song "I'm Coming Out," and then my friend put in "Can't Deny That I'm Bi," just to tell the world that I'm bisexual. For me, it was a struggle because growing up, I was told that you can't be gay or you can't be trans, and it was a lot of internal struggle, but ever since I was finally able to, truly accept who I am, I've honestly felt closer to God than I have my entire life. God loves you, and nothing is ever going to change that. One thing that is very important is to feel like that you're actually seen there. In one of the theater classes that I took, we were discussing plays that would never be produced at BYU, and some of the plays were discussing their reasons because they portray queer characters, and the people who live in Provo and Orem who come to see the shows, they wouldn't enjoy that. But our teacher, she was talking about the importance of us seeing that, because she knows that there are so many people out there like us who need to find spaces, need to find spaces to belong. And she said that, if if we don't create a space for queer people, if we don't make a space for those who are both LDS and in the LGBT community, they're going to leave and find their own spaces. And for me, it was so important to see a professor at BYU acknowledge the pain that we go through and acknowledge the need that everyone has to just be accepted as they are.